This is one of our favorite special editions of the Flamingle 60. It's the Super Bowl top commercials where we get to see what hit and what missed.
I really do not watch the Super Bowl like ever. Mari is so good. She's such a big fan. That's like her family thing. Every year she watches football. I am well, I don't want to call it anti-football, but I like the real football. What do you think, Mari? What was your favorite?
Well, there were actually, surprisingly, there were quite a few that we're not going to be able to cover in the short amount of time that we have. Dove with their body positivity, Lay's with the little girl planting the potato. We were crying during the Super Bowl watching some of these.
Well, what do you think about the Seal Mountain Dew one? That, I didn't even know where that was going.
I don't think anybody knew where that was going.
Yeah, it was funny. And I think it was on brand. There were not a lot of sodas that actually were doing ads this year.
Yeah.
So
Poppy did one.
yeah, Poppy and Liquid Death, but I didn't know the other ones besides, this three. So that was really interesting. So I thought that was really funny and on brand. What about the Google Pixel one? That one had me bawling, and we just found out that was 2 minutes long.
Can you imagine how much that cost?
And the amount of money that would have cost, and I didn't even feel it was 2 minutes. Typically, I am disengaged immediately, but the story was so good. I'm so glad that they had a dad in that commercial. It was just so touching to see him with his daughter, especially. Just reminded me of my dad and myself. Just throughout our lifetime. So that it was beautiful. I love the use of the virtual assistant. And how the dad was Googling how to stop bullying my daughter. Typical things that all parents can relate to.
That was the most relatable of the stories, and using technology to practice for an interview to translate his skills as a stay-at-home dad with the business world and practicing and getting feedback from AI. I just thought that it was like a really well done, aligned story, as well as just to add that. I'm like, oh, that I couldn't find any fault in it.
So next is the Uber Eats with Matthew McConaughey. It was a really good storyline. We typically would, probably just get Uber Eats for a Super Bowl. It's the easiest thing. And it was really connected to the brand. I really loved how that came about. And the last one was the Pfizer one. I think that the Pfizer one to me was one of the best ones. If you haven't watched it, guys, you have. I like how the commercial starts with the kid in the hospital, and and it just like pumps you up. You are like really in the ad. I had no idea where that was going until I saw like the little bit of the woman with the Pfizer. I was like, oh, this is Pfizer. But then just ending with that nostalgic feeling with his parents and everything that they went to, it was just a beautiful ad.
Yeah, anytime you have a kid in an ad, it's usually something that's going to touch your heart, right? Or is going to make you laugh. And they pulled this off really, really well. I think the caution there is it's a big, tall order to knock out cancer, right? But hey, that's what they're aspiring to do. And here is the aspirational outcome of that. And you are rooting for that kid. And we all have somebody in our lives that is fighting a cancer battle in some way, shape, or form. And just seeing like the hope that was instilled through that, I thought that was very, very well done.
And it takes a community, it takes a village for that to happen as well. So I loved how they incorporated like the people cheering for the boy.
Yes, they did knock this one out of the park.
They did. So some of the trends that we saw throughout all of the ads were the use of virtual assistants, like Google and Chat GPT. Uh, Also saw going into that nostalgia emotion, right? And bringing out the older celebrities we all recognize. I love that as well. And we had as well, like, just a sense of community of bringing everybody together with the Rockets commercial of like singing West Virginia, a song that every American knows.
Even in the living room, we were watching this and we started singing it too. And it was a very unifying message, I think. And we definitely are all for that, right? To look at what we have in common as a country versus what we have different as a country.
Exactly. So with that, this is it for today. And hopefully I'll be again watching the Super Bowl next year. So looking forward to that.
For more things about trends, our annual marketing report is fresh off the press, and we can wait to share it with you. You'll see some of the things from the Super Bowl connected to some of the trends in the annual marketing report. So we are so excited. It is dropping this week, and we can't wait to share it with you. You can get it if you sign up or download it on our website.